Hello, hello, my beautiful fempreneurs. Welcome to another episode of the Business Energetics podcast. This show is so new at this point, and every time I get on here to record, I am absolutely overjoyed because I saw the vision for this for years, and then like really specifically like months and months and months, and now we are launched and actively creating episodes. I'm just ecstatic. So thank you for being here. I like to make people a part of what I'm doing. And just so you guys know, the launch of the show went really well. It definitely got shared. And the show is doing really beautifully. I am just really wanting to grow it. I feel like there's such a need, specifically in the female entrepreneur space, to lean more into the energetics of things, because energetics and mindset are responsible for 80% of your success. And there's just so much push for the other 20%, the strategy. And so while we do talk about that here, and we will, the energetics are far more important. So please text this episode to a friend, text the entire show to a friend. You can share the link, to share on your social media, DM someone. I really appreciate you being in my community and helping me grow this new venture. We're going to grow it huge together, and I'm always here to create content that supports you. Okay. So today we're going to talk about increasing your value, and not the way it sounds. We're really going to talk about the connection between your personal well-being and your business's well-being. And I know this better than anyone. I'm like, oh my God, there is such a strong connection between my personal well-being and my business's well-being and how it's going. When I am stagnant, so is my business. I do think there is some connection to possibly like a limiting belief that I know I have, that I've been working on, that like it's like comes from like oldest daughter syndrome, and just like feeling like I have to perform and prove my worth. But it's kind of like I'm not supported by money unless I am perfect. So I do think there's an element of that there. And I think a lot of us as female entrepreneurs have that. But I also see this in clients and other women and in myself, that this pattern of whatever I am, my business also kind of is, makes sense and is here to actually deeply support us. I actually have learned to love how my business and my message keeps me accountable in so many ways. And like if I'm struggling, then it struggles. It shows up in my business. I love that my business is here to keep me accountable and keep me in a state of growth. I also know so many other female entrepreneurs that have talked about this connection and shared how they maintain themselves in terms of like inner work as well as external things like physical health and wellness because of this connection in their businesses. So this is definitely there. And I think those of us that are like really intuitive and tuned in are aware of it. And I want to help you break this down and use it to your advantage. So I know people like Patrice Washington, Amanda Francis, Lori Harder are all really good at staying in tune with themselves and talking about this. But we're going to get really deep into it today. So I've shared on the Purpose Show that a couple of years ago, I went through a breakdown. I mean, just like a mental breakdown, a really difficult time. And my business, of course, directly reflected my state of being. It was really, really tough for a long time. And I slowly began healing and reinventing myself and rethinking my business model and what I wanted to share with the world and how I really wanted to show up. And I had broken through this old vanilla mold of trying to just be liked and talking a certain way and showing up a certain way. And when I really started to look at like, who am I and what do I want? What do I want to stand for? What do I want my life to look like? How do I want my message to feel? And I was starting from scratch in many ways in my life. And I was also restarting damaged at the same time. Like it felt that way. It was conflicting and exciting. It was like exhilarating and also the most difficult time in my life to date. So it was just like a very wild time. It was a rebirth, and rebirths are rough. But as I began to do this work and I began to connect with my true self and really recreate my life, and read good books and go to the gym and balance my hormones and lose weight and downsize my life, simplify my life and relax and enjoy myself more, I got re-inspired about my business for the first time in a very long time. I entered a deep work phase that I hadn't been in since the startup days of my business. Like, the deep work phase is like, some people call it the hustle phase, that I don't feel like I'm hustling. I feel like I'm in a state of deep focus and I'm inspired and I have a lot to do, but I'm really enjoying doing it. And I'm exhilarated and just like in flow in this deep work. And it felt so good to be there again. I worked on my personal energetics and it directly affected my business energetics. And that is the point. So when I say like, we're going to increase your value, what I'm talking about is using this connection in a powerful way. And this connection is actually based on the law of compensation. The law of compensation says that the value you receive in life is directly proportional to the value you give. So meaning the more you invest in improving yourself and the world around you, the more you will be compensated in return. So doesn't this make sense that when we are feeling really shitty and we're struggling, we see struggle in our business? So putting value into the world through improving yourself creates a ripple effect that comes back to you. And this is why our businesses are mirrors. So I got the idea to start Becoming Her Collective and CEO Club because of a decision that I made to do a personal energetics project. I was in a really bad place. Like I said, I had a little mentee bee and I needed to work on myself. I started my own personal project where I was improving myself, connecting with myself, healing, and to become a more aligned version of myself, more aligned with my higher self. And this led to me getting inspired, getting new ideas. I completely changed my business model. And ultimately, it is bringing more ease into my life. It is so much more aligned with who I am as a coach and a content creator. And it is bringing so much more ease to my revenue systems. I am also experiencing a much higher fulfillment rate. I am definitely experiencing that. My fulfillment is just more. I love my job more. I'm excited about the day way more often. I love being in the membership so much. There is not a single day that I see a call for one of the memberships and that I am like, oh, I don't have the energy for this. It has never happened. I love it. This suits my style of just being and coaching so much better than my old business model. So talking about this, I mentioned some things in CEO Club recently, and I got some really good questions. So I thought it would be a good idea to bring those here and discuss them with you because I don't want you to have any questions about this. So the number one thing people were asking is, how do I make sure that my personal growth aligns with my business growth? Like thinking that like, well, if I'm working on something personally, like how do I make sure it's like what my business needed to work on? And this is coming from a place of like assuming disconnection. You are assuming that you are not already connected to your business and that your business is not already connected to you. It is connected. And even if you are working on something personally that feels like it has nothing to do with your business, I'll give you an example from an anonymous client. Somebody that I'm currently working with came to me with, a bunch of things she wanted to improve. And as always, they were just symptoms of a deeper issue. And one of the things that came up was that she's just not been experiencing pleasure and climax in her sexual relationship with her husband. And so she brought it up. She was like really nervous to bring it up, but we talked through it and we've been working on it. And, this woman has been radically improving her receiving, her feminine energy, her sexual wellness, we've been doing exercises to help her relax and connect with her body, connect with her womb. I'm going to say the P word here. So put headphones in, like this is a headphones episode. Okay. Really connecting with her pussy, the power of that and the goddess like energy of that and like really working on it. This woman is all of a sudden like, I just feel so inspired. I'm doing so much in my business. I feel so inspired to sell. This is because she worked on the energy of receiving in her personal life with her body, receiving pleasure. So now she's feeling inspired to do things that are going to lead to her receiving money because money is a masculine energy. It's very connected to our relationship with men. So she's healing all these things, and the money is wanting to heal as well. That is the perfect example of how everything is connected. So when you are working on your personal growth, you are already automatically working on your business growth. You don't need to make sure it aligns. It is aligned because they're both coming from you. Another question that came up a lot was, how do I balance self-improvement with the demands of running a business and taking care of my family? Self-improvement is a state of being. Don't even think about it as self-improvement. Think about it as your personal energetics. Okay. That's why I like to use that word. We like that term. We have personal energetics and we have business energetics, and they are very deeply connected. So when you're working on your personal energetics, this is just a state of being. It is where you are noticing, you're being mindful, you're being self-aware, you're noticing your thoughts, you're noticing your negative thought patterns and reframing them as you go through the day. You're being really present. You're doing the daily reprogramming ritual, 25 minutes a day. You're visualizing, you're journaling, you're scripting, you're practicing positive self-talk. You're practicing EFT for 5 minutes. Like, you're doing these little things. You're taking care of yourself. Maybe like you're starting to eat more nourishing foods, and you're working on those personal energetics because you're already going to eat today. You're already going to, be thinking thoughts today. You're already going to be getting ready for the day. So you might as well just put some personal energetic work into it and just be more intentional with it. And so as you meet the demands of your business and your family, like, you're just working on your personal energetics as you exist within meeting those demands. So I also want to say, if you choose to see improvement, personal energetics, business energetics, improving yourself in your life, working on your self-concept, all these things that I'm teaching you, if you choose to see that as work or a chore or time consuming or difficult, that is what's going to happen. You're going to find proof of that. Your reticular activating system is going to be like, got it. This is difficult. So we're going to find all the ways to make it difficult, to see proof that it's difficult, and to make sure it is difficult for her. But if you see it as, this is just me being in flow, this is just the way that I live now, it's easy and it's light, and I'm always improving my personal energetics, and as I live day to day, it's just easy and natural, then that's what you're going to get. That's how you're going to see things. Okay. Another question. What if I don't see immediate results from investing in my personal growth? I often get discouraged if I don't see change immediately. This is so me. However, a lot of the time, growth is a slow burn. And that's just the reality of the way things work. But pay attention to the little things. You're looking for the big picture things, like more money, losing weight, more wealth, more health, more abundance. But pay attention to the smaller things, like your increased energy levels and how it's linked to your level of inspiration. So notice the little things and those micro wins as you are seeking and waiting for the bigger ones. Okay. How do I know what areas of my life or business to focus on for growth? So the thing I always say for this one is, look at the patterns that you keep repeating, or the things you keep getting in your life and your business that you're sick of. So one old pattern for me was exhaustion. I was exhausted. I felt like I was always having to launch, always having to do these things, and switching to my new business model really alleviated a lot of that for me. And so I wanted to focus on growing that. I wanted to focus on creating ease and flow and receiving money instead of having to work and earn money. And I also really didn't want to do this through Facebook ads. I didn't want to rely on ads. I wanted it to be organic. I wanted it to just be easy and automated. And so I worked on creating ease and flow in my personal energetics and in my life, and letting things be easy, automating things in my home. Like I said, I downsized, I simplified my life. Things were just feeling really heavy and overwhelming, and I hated having I had a big house, and I hated that. It's just not my season for that right now. I created ease and flow in my life, and it inspired me and helped me see clearly where and how I could create ease and flow in my business because of that connection. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to shift into talking about is, because of the law of compensation, it is so deeply important that you are creating growth in your personal life and your personal energetics, because that's going to directly make you bring more value to the world. And remember, the value you bring to the world is the value you're going to receive back. So read, listen to self-development books or podcasts, like commit to one a month. Be growing, be expanding, be learning. It is good to take in content that's growth oriented, because it's going to inspire you and it's going to make you learn new things that you can share. Set aside 10 minutes a day for meditation or mindfulness. Do the daily reprogramming ritual. It's 25 minutes a day and it touches on all the different modalities that form new neural pathways and shift your self-concept. Okay. Track your habits and your growth progress. Celebrate yourself. Reflect on one area of your life or business that you want to improve, and give 2 to 3 steps that you can get started on shifting this. Have a growth mindset. See yourself as an evolving human being, and you're learning and you're expanding and you're in a state of abundance and you're growing and you're getting better and smarter and you're pouring into yourself so that you can pour into your business and reap the financial and abundant rewards of that. Okay. Now, I want to do, before we wrap up, I want to do a quick exercise where to help you embody the version of yourself that you're working towards. So the higher, wiser, more successful version of you that's leading your business and life with this sense of confidence and ease. So let's do a quick visualization together. Okay. If you can, get comfortable, put a hand on your heart. You can close your eyes, or you can just do, if you can't close your eyes with what you're doing right now, just listen to my voice. And I want you to imagine yourself in the future. See yourself standing tall in your business. You're thriving. Your growth has brought you to a whole new level. And you have mastered the balance between personal energetics and fulfillment and business energetics and your success. What does that version of you look like? How does her body feel? What is she wearing? How does she eat and nourish herself? How does she handle her day, her decisions, the challenges that come up? What steps did she take to get here? And as you reflect on that, really feel into it and connect with that version of yourself. Also, to support you in this, I created a bonus download that's going to walk you through an in-depth visualization exercise, kind of in the same vibe. It is a guided audio that's free. You can listen to it anytime that you need to realign with this version of yourself and really get clarity on who she is, so you can embody her and get clear on your next steps for growing to that level. It's designed to just help you keep working on the areas that we discussed today. So you can download it at alicasaza.com/BE links. alicasaza.com/B as in boy, E as in elephant, links. All one word, all lowercase. Okay. There'll be a link there for the future self visualization audio. Okay. This is going to help you become the most empowered, valuable version of yourself, both in life and business. So this is your next step in really embodying that future version of yourself. So go get the download, alicasaza.com/BE links, and really take advantage of this and make it a part of your regular routine to consistently grow and align with your highest potential. Remember that every bit of personal growth adds value, not just to you, but to your business and the world around you because of the law of compensation. Okay. I want to challenge you guys to commit to 1 week of personal growth in a specific area. So for example, reading 20 minutes a day, doing the visualization I'm giving you for free every day, commit to something, do something with this next week before our next episode, and share your progress with me. Share it on social media or share it in CEO Club if you're a member. But I want to create support for you. So share it with me, make a decision, let me know what it is. I love you so much. You're doing great. You're going to continue to do great, and we're going to continue to up level together. Have an amazing day.